broadcast network, AfterBuzz TV. Over 20 million weekly downloads in over 150 countries, and your number one source for after-show entertainment. AfterBuzz TV, the destination for TV superfans, producing aftershows for over 300 of your favorite TV shows, interviewing celebrities and showrunners, and bringing you behind-the-scenes exclusives. All thanks to E! Entertainment's Maria Menounos, producer Kevin Undergaro, and internet leader Akamai. Now, let the buzz begin!
Good morning, all you America's Next Top Model fans. Welcome to the ANTM Elimination Roundup right here on AfterBuzz TV. I am your host, Tony Moore, and I am joined by one of the smoothest contestants of America's Next Top Model Cycle 22. Mr. Mikey is on the line. Mikey, how's it going?
What's up, AfterBuzz? Thanks for having me. Everything is good. How are you guys?
Doing good, doing good. Thank you for coming on. So getting started with the competition, you were kind of shown as what I like to call the playboy of Cycle 22. What was going on with that, like entering into the house and being around all the beautiful girls, and like what was going through your mind once everything was happening?
Well, I mean, it was a, also real experience for one, getting a call saying they're flying you out here, be ready, blah, blah, blah. So, I mean, really, I looked crazy on the show. I know that. I look like I'm a player. I play with girls' emotions, but honestly, at the end of the day, I'm just the type of person that likes to have fun. Yeah. I can't be anything that I'm not. So I couldn't be this quiet, good boy type ordeal. I'm a little crazy. I'm a little wild, and I kind of said to myself before I went out there, I just got to be who I am, and that's it. And they're going to love me or they're going to hate me. And it is what it is. Yeah.
Because I think...
I'm not a player, though.
I was thinking, like, after a while, like, just watching the show, it was just kind of like, well, dang, Mikey, like, you're trying to hook up with everybody in the house. But I always feel like there's always, like, another side that you don't get to see. Is there a side to Mikey that we didn't really get to see during the show?
Of course. I mean, you got to think of it. We were there for 2 months, and all you see is what they can put together with 40 minutes each week. I mean, they didn't show me reading a book. They didn't show me reading a book, on my bed late night. They didn't show me, hanging out with Niall, doing this or that. They kind of just showed the crazy side of me, which is totally cool because really that's who I am at the end of the day. And I just want to have fun, and I'm in the house, and a lot of times I will admit when they call for a liquor run, I'll get a couple of beers, and before you know it, I'm having a couple of drinks, and it's a party. And I was enjoying every single moment, literally every single second I was there. I was trying to enjoy it to the fullest. So that's just the type of person I am.
Now, I'm pretty sure going into something like this was very new for you. What were your feelings going onto the show and into the competition? Were you nervous? Were you excited? Like, what were your thoughts going into it?
A little bit of everything, really. When I found out I was going to be on the show, I actually watched like every single cycle on YouTube to kind of get an understanding of what the show really is all about. I watched when I was younger, but being an adult, I'm doing a bunch of crazy things. I'm not going to be like in my bedroom watching cycle, 19, I'm doing a bunch of crazy shit. So. I was nervous. I was excited, but I'm all about challenges, and that's what it was for me. It was a huge challenge. It was a huge opportunity, and I'm not really the type to back down from anything. So I kind of just said, forget it. Let's do it.
Did you ever have an interest in modeling before the show, or did the show kind of spark the interest?
Oh, yeah. Well, I've been modeling since I was actually like 19.
Okay.
Yeah, I started modeling before the show, actually. I'm with Next Miami. I've been with Ford. I've been with Click in New York, but, all that's irrelevant at this point. But except Next Miami, that's my favorite agency in the world.
Nice.
But I've been modeling before the show. I've done a lot of crazy things, editorials, photo shoots. I went overseas to Europe for 3 months. lived in Milan, did the whole fashion week, walked for a lot of big, cool people. But as far as like, you know, to the extreme of what America's Next Top Model has to offer, definitely that was the biggest thing that I've done so far in my modeling career.
Yeah, that's so interesting to find out because, I mean, we all know Devin proudly proclaimed that he was a part of 6 different agencies and throughout the season. And so it's interesting to find out that you had this long history of work before the show too, but I don't think people ever really realize that.
Yeah, well, I'm really not the type of person to be like, hey, how you doing? My name's Mikey. I'm a model. I do this. I do that. I'm with these type of agencies. That's not who I am. You know, if you meet me, I want you to meet, you know, Michael Heverley. You know, what I do for a living or what I'm trying to do is, you know, really irrelevant unless you ask.
Yeah, very true. So going into the competition and being a part of the house, what was the toughest challenge, especially coming in with, you know, some modeling background? What started being a challenge for you as you started going through the challenges and the shoots and everything?
You see, I get a lot of mix-ups from being cocky and confident, and it's really all confident.
Yeah.
I approached every single challenge and every single photo shoot with the concept that I'm going to kill it. I'm going to destroy it. I'm going to do what I've been doing my whole entire life, and I'm going to get it done. So the challenge was just kind of just opening up a little bit more, kind of just letting go as far as, you know, what a male model should or shouldn't be. I really don't care what people think, so I definitely let myself go a little bit.
Yeah.
As far as just kind of my body movements, the way I may look in a picture, if it looks this way or that way, just not really thinking too much about it and, you know, showing it on camera. So I opened up a lot on that sense.
Yeah. So speaking of going back and speaking of Devin, you guys had a very interesting relationship throughout the show, and you developed DMA, and then it kind of got rocky towards the end. How are you and Devin now?
Yeah, Devin, that's my boy. He always will be. The truth behind the me and Devin drama is Devin was trying to, what they didn't show is Devin was trying to basically put Ashley's elimination on me, saying that Ashley wasn't focused, I was playing with her emotions, blah, blah. He was basically trying to take the attention off of him for him, because a lot of people were saying that he did poorly on the acting challenge, not taking it serious, which sent her home. So he just kind of pushed the attention on me, like, no, Ashley went home because Mikey was all up in her head, da-da-da. So towards the end, that's when I was just like, damn, dude, you're going to just try and do it to me like that. So it was a little shaky at the end, but we're really good friends. We talk almost all the time. So
that's good. And speaking of Miss Ashley, how are things with you and her?
Ashley, that's all love, you know. We're not going to pursue anything as far as a relationship or anything like that, but she's a good girl. I wish her the best, and she knows that, and you know, she doesn't want anybody like me anyways. She could do better.
Oh, now there were a couple of other people following Ashley that we got to see you kind of be friendly with. There was little flirtations with Adalsa, and also the infamous cabin scene with Mame. When Hadassah was on a few weeks ago, she said that you guys are really good friends. So that was good to hear, because of course I was being nosy and wanted to see if anything came about with that. But in your words, how are you and Hadassah?
Hadassah, yeah, that's a really good friend of mine too. She moved down here in Miami. We hang out every now and then. We hung out a lot in the beginning when the show was like just popping off. You know, we were attending a lot of events together. But just another friend, you know, and we never hooked up or anything like that. Well, I think we did in Vegas, but they didn't show it. We'll leave that.
See,
leave that to wander. And the infamous cabin.
Yeah. What exactly happened? Because I feel like I didn't get the whole gist. I feel like it was just maybe like some cuddling and maybe a kiss that seemed like it was blown out of proportion a little bit. But you let us know what actually happened, because you were there.
It was just cuddling and kissing. That's all.
Yeah.
It was nothing crazy. I mean, once again, I was drinking.
Mm-hmm.
We were in the woods, and it was cold.
Yeah.
And my mate wanted some more. So
yeah.
I helped her out. And that's another big thing. You know, a lot of people are coming at me like, oh, you did this, you did that, you're playing with these girls. Like, I'm not trying to say anything, but, you know, it takes two to mess around. It takes two to tangle. It's not like I was like, hey, please make out with me. Like, they wanted to, too. So
yeah. Well, and I mean,
just me.
You can't help but to be a helping hand in certain situations, obviously.
Yeah, I'm trying to help everybody out.
All right, so getting back to the competition, what was your favorite shoot that you did?
Definitely with my mom. That was the best. That was my favorite right there.
Mm-hmm.
For the fact that, you know, once again, they flew my mom out there for a week, paid for everything, gave her spending money. Like,
yeah,
you know, she's never been to California her whole entire life. She hasn't left Florida since God knows when. And the fact that they did all of that for her, and on top of everything, since my modeling career, my mom's never been to a show or a photo shoot of mine.
Oh, wow.
And this was the first time ever she's been to a photo shoot, and she was in it.
Yeah.
So we have those pictures for the rest of our lives, and, you know, it's a magical moment for me.
And how was the experience for her? Because I know it has to be overwhelming for someone coming to LA for the first time, and then, you know, their son being a part of the show, and then they're being a part of the show, and just seeing all these things happening for your child. How was the experience for her during that time?
Well, it's pretty crazy because I asked her, and I said, how do you feel right now? And she looked at me and she said, I feel normal. She said, I feel like I've done this before, or I've seen this happening already for years. Because I would always tell my mom, you know, I'm going to do this, I'm going to do that, you know, growing up, I'm going to be on TV. And, you know, I asked her that, and she told me that. She said, you know, I really don't feel too crazy. I feel normal. I feel like this is what I always knew was going to happen. So, yeah.
Now, there was one scene during the finale when you were eliminated, and you went in and you told your mom, and she felt like she hoped that she didn't do anything wrong. What was that moment like for you? Because I'm sure there's a lot going on during that moment, and then to see your mom, you know, feeling like maybe she had something to do with what happened. You know, what was that moment like?
Yeah, that's just my mom being emotional. She's a very emotional person, and you know, she just it was rough for her saying something like that. You know, because I remember, you know, that moment, I didn't black out or anything like that, but that moment was a lot. You know, you know, it wasn't a presentation at you know, a fifth grade history class. It was a presentation that was going to determine your future. You know, your career at that moment. Not that it's all over, but that could have been a quicker break. So it was just an emotional moment, and, you know, she never shot before in front of a picture, and the whole photo shoot, she was like, oh, I hope I did a good job. I hope I didn't mess anything up for you. But, you know, I reassured to her that, you know, nothing was her fault. You know, it's just how it happened. So,
I have to say,
cool, though.
I was very happy that there wasn't an elimination during the shoot with your moms, because I can only imagine how a mom would feel if one of you got eliminated for that shoot, and them thinking like, oh my gosh, I must have been the reason why you got eliminated. So I was like, thank God there is no elimination for this shoot.
That photo shoot was probably the first photo shoot none of us, you know, had any idea who was going to go home. Usually, you know, we go in the back room and, you know, we talk shit to each other like, I don't know, dude, your picture wasn't that good, you might be going home.
Yeah.
But this was the only photo shoot where we were just like, Jesus Christ, who's going to go home? Who's going to get best photo? We had no idea at all, so.
Because that had to be one of the best shoots, just seeing you guys interact with your moms, and you guys came out with some of the most beautiful pictures with your moms that you guys can have forever. That for me personally was like one of the best shoots of the season.
Yeah, that was definitely hands down my favorite. I mean, that one, and definitely the one in the woods was really, really cool. Like, it was literally, when they turned the lights off, you could not see your hand in front of your face. It was pitch black, dark.
Yeah.
And when the camera flash lit, the whole entire forest lit up. So besides that one, definitely the mom one was just, it was so powerful. You watch the episode, I think I had my brother and a couple other my male friends crying too. So.
Yeah, it was definitely emotional. Speaking of emotions, like you started getting very emotional, you know, towards the end of the competition. And I know that Tyra had mentioned at some point in the competition that you were kind of like the one that they didn't expect to excel in the competition. Leading into the finale, like what were your thoughts and what was going through your mind?
Really, just being there for 2 months, I never really explained my story to people unless I really know them or open up to them. So
yeah, it
really just had a combination of a lot of things, telling my story over and over and over, and then finally just like it all became so real. Like, you know, it's a lot different when you're in the situation, when you're in the experience. Like I said, you really won't be able to understand it until you're there, because I'm really not an emotional person at all.
Mm-hmm.
But you know, the fact that everything was just kind of falling into place, you know, I was getting deeper in the competition, and I just kind of was in a mindset where like, holy shit, I can win this right now. I'm in an opportunity to win this. You know, going into it, you think and you hope. You're like, all right, well, maybe I can win this. You know, when you're in a competition, there's 4 people left, and you're like, all right, well, all I got to do is get past Niall here, and I most likely take these girls out easy.
Yeah.
I'm good.
Yeah.
You know, so it was just emotional, and I guess everything just kind of caught up to me. And, you know, I'm human. You know, I cry too if I can't hold it back no more, and that's basically just what happened.
Yeah. Was there, and I know that you're a very confident guy, was there any point in the competition where you felt like, ooh, I don't know if I'm going to make it through? Was there any doubt that came across you throughout the competition?
Not really. I always try to stay positive. You know, that's just a lifestyle of mine. You know, I always think for the best. I didn't ever think that I was behind, you know. Even though Niall definitely performed very, very well all the time. I mean, he was killing it from day one, in my opinion. And I already knew right then and there he was going to be my biggest competition, either him or Stefano.
Yeah.
But Stefano left early.
Yeah, real early.
You know, I was just confident with my experience and what I could bring to the camera every single week. So I kind of always felt like I was going to make it week after, you know. Every single time there was elimination, I was just in the mindset like, all right, you know, I did what I had to do. If I didn't do that great, you know, other people didn't do better than me. So I wasn't really worried, but yeah, I was definitely nervous.
Yeah, it just seems like a very nerve-wracking situation to be in, and just feeling like you have to be on point, like every shoot, every challenge, in order to make it and hopefully win.
Every second. They never told us anything. We never knew anything. We never knew where we were going. We never knew. We would get on a bus and they put the blinds down. We never knew what direction we were going. We basically just hopped off the bus in front of a bunch of cameras like, all right, you're here, you're going to do this, you're going to do that. Go into hair and makeup, you know. So it was definitely a hell of an experience.
See, I would get nervous if like I got on a bus and they were just like put the blinds down. I'm one of those people. I have to see out the window. I have to see what direction we're going in. I have to see a landmark or a KFC or something so that I know where I'm at.
That's how Devin was. Devin was like, I can't do this. He'd be peeking and shit out the window.
Now, were you ever, well, I shouldn't say worried, but were you thankful that they did not cut your hair during the tie-over? Because everyone gets so worried during the Tyra makeovers. And I know one of your worries was that they might cut your hair. How thankful were you that they didn't do that?
I was very thankful. I was prepared for anything. You know, if they wanted to cut it all off, I would have been down to do it. But, you know, I started growing my hair when I was 17, and, you know, as a person, female or male, you know, your transitions of growing up, getting older, you kind of figure out who you are and what your image is. And I've discovered that, you know, my image consists of my hair, and that's what I want. Yeah. So I was scared, I was nervous, but, you know, I was prepared to also to cut it all off.
Yeah. Would you ever cut your hair?
Yeah, eventually. There's going to be a time where I'm going to, you know, mix it up. Or if not, cut it all off. I got some crazy ideas that I might be doing, you know, maybe half the head or just the back or something like that. I don't know. I'm crazy. So.
Well, speaking of other ideas, you had a great idea during the business presentation of talks. So where are
Correct.
you with that, and how is that going?
Well, Talks right now is expanding. Just like I said in the presentation, I'm getting my family and friends involved. I got my sister right now. She's in college. She's super smart. I should have did this a long time ago.
Mm-hmm.
But she's taking full control. We got a website up right now. You can check it out. You can go on my Instagram. There's a link there at Murder's World.
Mm-hmm.
On Instagram, you can go and buy some Talks right now. But I got everything coming. I got hoodies, snapbacks, regular T-shirt, long sleeves, girls' underwear, bikinis. It's gonna be big.
You are doing it big. It has come a long way since the tank top and socks presentation.
Yeah, for sure. I mean, Talks is basically tanks and socks, matching tank tops, matching socks, which is kind of what my wardrobe consists of all the time.
Yeah.
But I definitely want to expand it more. I mean, bumper stickers, keychains, everything.
Oh, nice. Well, I'm definitely going to be on the lookout for that. Just make sure you carry like an extra large, because I'm kind of a big guy. So I need something that will cover all of this that's happening.
I got you, man. Actually, after all this, give me your info, man. I'll send you a T-shirt.
Nice. I would appreciate that. And I'll put it on my Instagram. I don't have as many followers as you guys, but it'll reach out to somebody.
Yeah, man, it's all good. That's not important. As long as you have it, you wear it, I'm happy.
I will definitely do that. So besides Talks, like what else is up for you? Like what's next for you?
Well, I'm moving to LA for the new year. I'm going to get in some acting classes,
Mm-hmm.
get more deeper into acting. That's definitely a huge passion of mine as well.
Yeah.
And I'm going to continue my modeling career. I've been modeling since I was 19, and I have a lot of goals that I want to accomplish with modeling that I plan to make come true before I'm done with that whole aspect. But definitely, I'm not stopping. Modeling and acting is still high on the list there.
Yeah. What with acting, like what characters or roles do you see yourself or that you would like to play?
Well, definitely, I want to mix it all up. I'm going to do acting classes so I can kind of explore these different type of characters, because the biggest thing I'm learning as well, I definitely was in a mindset where I always felt like I could do acting, I could do this with no problem, I can jump into this character, but I really can't. I learned that on the show that I'm actually bad at acting. So I need to get better with that. But I mean, I definitely want to go for the crazy, outgoing character. I feel like I could do a cool Notebook, Ryan Gosling love story type ordeal.
Yeah.
Bad boy / rock star, crazy.
Oh yeah,
that matter.
That for sure.
Almost like Sons of Anarchy.
Yeah. Well, you definitely have the confidence, and acting is all about just being confident. So you're almost there. So just minor techniques that you just have to learn, but really acting is all about just being natural. And I think you got that. So I think you'll excel in that as well.
Well, thanks, dude. I hope so. I mean, I know there's a lot of work that needs to be done. It's really just the beginning. So I'm excited about what's happening.
So let's bounce back to the finale of the show. And we've already kind of talked about things that led up to it, but did you guys know that there was going to be an elimination before the runway?
No idea. That's what I'm saying. They always kept us clueless, and we were all kind of talking to each other like, all right, wait, what's going on here? We're going to do this runway. We haven't had elimination yet. And then, when we're sitting there getting our makeup done, we kind of look around. We see Tyra. We're like, all right, shit.
Yeah.
Things are about to go down.
Right. What was it like once you were eliminated before the runway? How did you feel? Did you feel like this pressure off of you? Were you upset? Like what were the thoughts and emotions going through your head before that final runway walk?
The emotions were crazy. One, I was a little relieved that it was all over. I was a little relieved about that, I will admit. But it was also very difficult. I was upset. And, a lot of the other contestants, Devin and Ashley, they didn't know who got eliminated or anything like that before the runway show. And they came up to me, what's wrong? You don't feel like, seeing yourself right now. We couldn't tell anybody. So I was just like, no, it's all good. I'm just excited. I'm ready to go, But really, I was devastated. And, but as a professional. And I think that was a big concept, too, of that whole situation, to kind of see if you can, put away what just happened and go out there and perform. Mm-hmm. And that's basically what my mindset transpired into, is just, all right, I got eliminated. I'm not part of this no more, but I still got a job to do, and I'm going to do it. So
yeah.
And it was a little emotional. It was a little crazy.
Oh, I bet. I just, when the elimination happened, just from an audience standpoint, I was just like, man, that has to be the toughest thing to go through, is to be eliminated right before the final walk, and then have to walk and be out in front of all these people and still maintain, professionalism, and still go out there and kill it, and still just try to have a good time, even though, you just got eliminated. I felt like, I was like, man, that has to be tough, because the other side of me, I would have been like, I don't want to go out there. But at the same time, you just gotta push yourself just to kind of go out. And how was because that was like a crazy, runway and walk and just whole arena. Like, how was it walking in that show?
Yeah, it was definitely crazy, because we didn't even get a chance to rehearse.
Yeah.
Because there was an audience early, so we couldn't be out there. During the show, they kind of try to avoid picture taking, video, and all that stuff, mm-hmm. so they can kind of preserve all of that, so they can obviously launch the new cycle and nobody knows who anybody is. So we didn't have a chance to rehearse anything.
Yeah.
That first walk that you've seen all of us do, that
mm-hmm.
was the first time our feet ever touched our runway. So
yeah.
we had no idea what we were walking into. So that whole aspect was pretty crazy in itself.
Yeah.
But it was cool. It was fun. It was a challenge. And, my mom was there. She watched the first runway show ever. So
yeah.
It was good.
Now, in your presentation, you were mentioning like how you defeated the odds and everything, and especially with the struggles that you've been through. How has your community and area received you since you've been a part of the show?
I'm getting a lot of love, so much love, and mm-hmm. that's basically what I want to kind of just say. Like, I don't ever tell my story for anybody to feel sorry for me or anything like that. I don't really tell my story at all, but I was in a situation where I had to tell the world, which I was totally cool with. And the thing about it is, here in Hollywood, here in a lot of places all around the world, there's so many people just like me.
Yeah. And
that's what I'm starting to see so much, the support and love that I'm getting on Instagram or, Snapchat. People are just like, listen, man, we're very similar, grew up the same way. Just want to let you know that you're inspiring me to keep pushing forward, that it doesn't matter where I'm from, that it really matters where I'm going, and that's what I want to do, and it's really, really cool that it's happening. So I'm happy about that.
I think that's why it's important to, when you have a platform like this, to open up and tell your story, because a lot of people can take inspiration from that, because this is a hard world that we're living in, and so it's nice to see that people who are pursuing their dream and who are going after bigger and better things are actually making it and doing something. So, I got very Oprah Barbara Walters right there for just a second. So, but it's good though. It's good that you're being like inspirational to people, and people can take that inspiration and hopefully go after their dreams too.
Yeah, I'm excited about it. To be honest, I never really thought that I'd be in a situation where I could mm-hmm. possibly inspire and help motivate. And the fact that I'm giving that, it's been given to me, it's really, really honoring, and, I'm really, really happy for it. And I want to share it, and I want to let people know. Like I said, the whole entire show, I hate to sound like a broken record, but it really just doesn't matter where you're from. It's really about where you're going to go. So
yeah.
That's the message.
What advice did you take from the judges throughout this competition? Because I know they always had a lot to say, and I'm sure it's definitely an interesting situation. And you were definitely like a sponge. You absorbed a lot of information while you were there. But what was the best advice that you would say you got during this competition?
Honestly, Kelly. Mm-hmm. Kelly, she is so smart, and everyone thinks she's this mean person. She's actually really, really nice, and she has a big heart. And the biggest thing I learned during the when we were in Vegas and we did the Zappos Couture runway little presentation.
Yeah.
It was like a challenge or something like that where they changed in the clothes really quick, blah, blah. Yeah. But during that whole situation behind the scenes, everything fell apart. Everything.
Oh, wow.
Nobody really, the stylists and all that, they kind of didn't have the outfits together, and we're filming, so we're on a time. It's not like we have this room all night.
Yeah.
Kelly goes in there. Basically, Kelly took over the whole entire thing, placed everything where it had to be, dressed everybody the way they needed to be dressed, and took control. And right then and there, I watched her, and I just seen that, and I learned right then and there, if you want anything to happen for you in this industry, you have to take control and you have to do it yourself. So.
Yes, that's
Kelly,
very true.
I love Kelly.
That was an interesting challenge too, because it was like they were out there and they would choose stuff, and then you had to quickly change into it and then walk out. I could only imagine that backstage was just crazy, because I'm sure you probably had no idea what they were gonna decide to put people in.
Yeah, it was crazy, and we didn't have a lot of room to work with, and it's a lot harder sometimes to perform in front of a smaller crowd than a bigger crowd.
Yeah.
A bigger crowd, it's a bunch of clustered bullshit, everything. You're just like, all right, well, I don't even know if this is supposed to happen, but it looks normal.
Yeah.
You have 20, 30 people, everyone's watching everything, and they'll know if something's wrong or something isn't going right. So a lot of pressure, but that's what America's Next Top Model offers, is moments like that you can learn and build from. So it's cool.
Now, of course, we have to ask, what was it like, being in the presence of Miss Tyra Banks, like supermodel of the world, business mogul? Like, what was your first take when she walked out and you saw her? Like, what were your thoughts then when you first saw her and met her?
Well, beautiful, obviously, and she's, just like you said, a business mogul. She's business. She takes care of business. She's a part of every project. She has a say-so. She touches everything. She has it the way that she wants to be it, and we all seen that the whole entire show. Just, she would come there so commanding, so powerful when she's there. Everybody, obviously it's her show, and she's the boss. But regardless of that, when she showed up to the scene, everybody stopped, watched, listened, and she's the best. I mean, there's really no other way to put it. Simple as that.
I sort of imagine her like Glinda from The Wizard of Oz, just kind of floating on a bubble, and she just comes in and just lands, and then there's just this aura of light that is just around her. I don't know why I envision that, but I do when it comes to Tyra Banks.
No, it's right, and she knows everybody. It's almost like we all had a little personal relationship with her. Like, she knows who you are. It's not like you're just some person on her show. Like, oh, that's Devin, that's Mikey, that's Bayo. It was kind of like, what's up, Mike? Good morning. She was really hands-on, and it wasn't just, I would say there's just nothing fake, really. It was all real with her, so
yeah,
that was cool, too.
Well, before we have to end our time together, overall, with this experience, how would you describe your time on Top Model?
Well, life-changing for sure. I've learned more there in 2 months than I did throughout the last 7-8 years of my modeling career. I really did. Showed me the true meaning of work ethic, what it's going to take to be successful in this industry, the mindset you need to have, and I got so much out of it. I really did. Within 2 months, the biggest thing I could just say is really I learned more than I did there in 2 months than I did in 7 years throughout my whole entire modeling career.
Yeah. Wow. They should have a Top Model boot camp just for people to just experience and go through. That would be a great amusement park. Like if there was like a Top Model amusement park and you just show up to a house and you stay for a while. There's cameras, there's a runway, there are photo challenges, and you just come out a better person. with some real good photos.
We should do it, and I'll host it.
Bam. We got some. You can add that to your business plan. You'll have talks, and then we'll work on the America's Next Top Model amusement park. We got it. I'm down.
Let's do it. Well, I'm totally down for that, man. I need to do another show.
I love it. Well, Mikey, thank you so much for joining us today. And before we head out, let everyone know where they can find you on social media and where they can connect with you.
All right, perfect. I'm on Snapchat. I'm on Instagram. I'm on Facebook. Instagram, Murders World, MURDAS World. Same for Snapchat. Facebook is Michael Heverley. And you can get my website is on my Instagram, to where you guys can actually purchase some talks right now. Get it popping. My sister's shipping out every single day. I'm getting a lot of love from that, and thank you all for your love and support. It means everything to me. And talk, baby.
Nice. Well, it was really great to chat with you on the phone, but maybe when you arrive in LA, we can arrange for you to come in live in the studio and catch up with you a little bit.
Let's do it, dude. I'm going to follow you back right now on Instagram and all that good stuff, and we'll stay in contact.
Perfect.
And, thank you, Tony. I really appreciate you taking the time to talk to me today.
No problem. It was a fun time talking to you and getting the inside scoop on Cycle 22.
That's right, baby. Cycle 22, the last cycle.
Last cycle. Man, wait, before you go, have to find out, what was your reaction to hearing that this was the last cycle?
A shocker for sure, just because, I know how many people still love it, even though maybe people think it might have fell off or anything like that. This cycle here, I think this cycle here proven that there's still so many dedicated fans out there that support America's Next Top Model. And, besides the fact that we're all awesome, which helped, I think it was a good way to go out if they were going to go out anyway. But I'm sure it'll come back one day.
I hope so. I'm secretly praying for an All-Stars too. Just one more All-Stars, and then Tyra, you can go and do whatever it is you want to do, but at least give us one more All-Star season, and then you can say bye to the franchise.
Yeah, that would be dope. Do you want me in the All-Star?
Of course.
Okay.
I think it'll.
Then we could do one.
If I had said no, then would your answer have changed?
Well, then, yeah, shit. Let's just end the cycle right now.
Well, I'm hashtag Team Mikey for All-Stars to America's Next Top Model.
Hell yeah. That's what I'm talking about.
All right, Mikey. Well, thank you so much again, and we'll connect via social media.
Sounds good, Tony. Thanks, AfterBuzz. Thanks for having me.
No problem. Have a good one.
Thanks, Mikey. Thanks, Tony. Have a good day.
No problem. Thank you.
Thank you.
Bye. All right, you guys, thank you so much for tuning in to our America's Next Top Model Elimination Roundup. But don't you go anywhere, because the very beautiful Miss Lacey Rogers will be live in our studio, and you definitely don't want to miss that. I've been your host, Tony Moore, and you can follow me on all social media platforms at Lounging with Tony and my website, loungingwithtony.com. We'll see you in just a second.
From executive producers Maria Menounos, Kevin Undergaro, Phil Svitek, and the entire AfterBuzz TV staff, we would like to thank you for listening to the AfterBuzz TV network. To watch or listen to other after shows and post comments or questions, be sure to visit AfterBuzzTV.com. I'm Sir Richard Wentworth, and this has been a presentation of AfterBuzz TV.
Buzz you later.
The views expressed herein are those of the hosts only and do not necessarily reflect the views of AfterBuzz TV or its owners or principals.